Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Australia. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a really great card. It's a thank you card. It's using one of the new stamp sets called Good Morning Magnolia. Now, there are dies that come with it, or you can buy it in a bundle with dies, and I highly recommend that. And the other thing that I just want to quickly show you, this is one of the new ink colours. It's called Pretty Peacock. It's absolutely divine. And when I first saw it, I thought, that looks like Tranquil Tide. But I just want to quickly come in and show you, this is Tranquil Tide, and this is Pretty Peacock. Very big difference. And how pretty is that Pretty Peacock? Really like this colour. So the items needed for this card, we have the Good Morning Magnolia. Now this is a two-case stamp set. It has 10 images, which are absolutely gorgeous. This one here is huge, and I'll be using that in a video coming up. There's also a 16-piece die set, so I want to quickly show you this one as well, because this is really good. We can cut out and make our own magnolias. So there's a few images here that aren't actually in the stamp set. So obviously with 10 stamps and 16 dies, you've got quite a few extras there. So this is going to be really popular, I believe. I've also used the rectangle stitched framelit dies, and I've got the largest and the second largest in the rectangle. I have the stitched shape framelit dies, and I'm using the largest square. I have the layering leaves embossing folder, some linen thread. I also have some Versamark, some white embossing powder, and I'm using the heat tool as well. And lastly, I have my card kit here. Now, all the measurements and supplies can be found over my blog, and there is a link to that blog post in the description of this video. You can also find a link to my online store where you can purchase all your Stampin' Up! Supplies. I would love to be a demonstrator, so if you are placing an order through me, please use that hostess code and I'll send you out a free gift. So we're going to start off, we have a crumb cake card base, and I've already scored it in the middle. I'm just going to fold it over and burnish with the bone folder. Now there is quite a bit of die cutting in this, and I think that's what we might actually do. So I'm going to bring the big shot in and just do all of our die cutting. So our largest Pretty Peacock, we're going to use that largest stitched rectangle die. Just going to run that one through really quickly. The next piece, which is the third largest rectangle, which the cardstock doesn't go all the way to the edge, but that's okay, we don't need it to. So I'm going to run that one through, and that's going to give us the stitched details on three of the sides. And while we have this one out, I'm actually using this die that's in the Good Morning Magnolia, and I'm going to place the die on an angle, just like that, and I'm going to run that one through. End up with an angle die cut there. We have the crumb cake, which is going to die cut our largest square in the stitched shape framelits. And I also have two pieces, one mint macaron and one pretty peacock, and we're going to use some dies. So I'm going to use my smaller leaf that's detailed, the larger leaf that's detailed. Now what's really great is there's two of these leaves exactly the same, so I'm going to grab those out because I want two in each colour. And we're also going to do this single plain leaf. Okay, so I'm going to line these up. And let's run these through. So that's not all of the die cutting, but for now that's all the die cutting until we colour in our flower. But I want to bring back the pretty peacock piece, and we're going to run that through the layering leaves embossing folder. So let's quickly do that one. And that one gives a really great thick detail. So I'll bring this back when we die cut that magnolia flower. So all we're left with is a piece of shimmery white cardstock, and we're going to stamp in the Versamark ink that small magnolia. So let's bring that in. I'm just going to stamp that in the middle. And I'm going to cover that in the white embossing folder, the white embossing powder. And we're also going to stamp our sentiment, which is the thanks. So that's that one. So bringing our crumb cake back in. Let's ink up the thanks. Okay, so I'm going to heat these up with the heat tool, and I'll be back in just a second. The inks that I'll be colouring in this magnolia are Rococo Rose, which is one of the ink colours with Pretty Peacock, and also Mint Macaron. So I'm going to start off with the Rococo Rose to do the flower. I'm going to do a... that's better. Fairly light go over first. I'm going to come back in and just add a little bit of extra colour just to give it a little bit more depth. So coming back with a little bit more colour. Beautiful. Then I'm going to bring in the mint macaron, put a bit of colour in my lid. I'm just going to colour in those leaves really quickly. bringing that pretty peacock in. I'm just going to add a little bit more colour to it. So you can still see the mint macaron in the leaves as well. After heating this with the heat tool, I thought it was a little bit too light, so I've just gone in and I've added a little bit more of that Rococo Rose just to give it that a little bit of shading to it. The next thing to do is just to die cut this one out and we can pop the whole card together. So we're just going to glue the Pretty Peacock piece straight down onto the crumb cake card base. And I really like the colour combo here, the mint macaron, Pretty Peacock and crumb cake. It's a really earthy colours to the card. And the next one is this thanks is going to be placed straight down onto the mint macaron, leaving a slight border around the sides. And this one's actually going to get popped up, so I'm just going to stick some dimensionals on the back now. Using all my edge pieces. We're going to build up our flower, our magnolia, with our leaves going around the edges. So I'm just going to place, and you can put tear and tape down. I'm just going to pop some fast fuse because I've still got some of that left, and it just works really well doing this. So I've got some of that down on the back there, and I want to stick my leaves going around. So my large Pretty Peacock, I actually want to poke those little pieces out and have all them out. Okay, popping that back on. Last one. Beautiful. And I'm going to glue this one straight down, so I'm just going to pop some Tombow glue over the pieces. Okay. Popping that down onto my card. Grab a block and I'll stick that straight down on there. Linen thread's the last thing, and I'm just going to get a bit of a length. I'm going to double it over and then I'm going to tie a nice beautiful bow. Oh. Okay, tying bows is not my thing today. We'll get there. Beautiful. Now you can certainly just do a single layer bow. It doesn't have to be a double. I just thought it gave it some really nice character. Chop our ends off. Just like that. I'm going to grab a glue dot and just attach that down to that magnolia. Just try and fold that glue dot over a little bit. It's too big otherwise. Okay, so we're right to stick that popped up piece straight down. Take all those backings off. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up and I'd love it if you left me a comment. If you head over to my blog, you can see all the measurements and supplies listed over there. And if you're in need of anything in the Stampin' Up crafting world, I would love to be your demonstrator. You can head over to my online store. If you are placing an order, pop in this month's hostess code and I can send you out a free gift as well. Okay, until next time, enjoy your day and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.